Ooh, what's happening, man? Um, this isn't gonna be too long, I don't think. Um, just kind of want to vent for a second. There are two things happening right now, on my channel that are disagreeable. There's other shit that's going on that's actually pretty cool. Um, and I'll talk about that at the beginning of my next actual video because I was gonna do all of this at the top of that video, but I don't want to mix. I don't want to cross streams, because this is stuff that I'm not happy about. And I kind of battled with myself as to whether or not I was gonna bring it to y'all at all, like if I was gonna say anything, because like I'm weird in certain ways. Like in my head, what I'm about to say to you, like in the back of my head, I'm like, you shouldn't let this bother you this much. Be the bigger being and just don't even say nothing about it. But that's stupid. That's like Martin Luther King programming type shit so that you stay a victim. So fuck that. Man, there are bigger, and this isn't gonna be news to a lot of you, but just to confirm that not only do I notice it, but it's happening to this channel. There are bigger channels that don't do their own work. They watch smaller channels like this one and they steal our shit. They steal our shit and they don't give us any credit. Notice, I'm not at all saying that I don't use other channels or other resources. That I'm a researcher. That makes no fucking sense. I have to use resources. But I cite my fucking resources. I tell you whose channels I watch. I put them in the community section if it's something that moved me or something that I feel like you should support. Whether it's a bigger channel or a smaller channel, it doesn't fucking matter. Whatever it is, if it's good, it's good. I cite whoever's work I reference or use in a video or research, any of that stuff. And even right now I'm kind of struggling with whether or not I should say the specific channels that I'm talking about, because one of the things that sucks about this is they do it in a very specific way to where they can try to explain their way out of it and be like, oh, but look at all these other channels that are talking about kind of similar shit. And it's like, yeah, bruh, but I'm not tripping like that. Like the reason I'm tripping is because you very specific, it's a couple steps past just like, oh, everyone's talking about this. Like, just if you were like a painter or a poet or or a fucking researcher, whatever, and you saw someone basically use your tag, you know what I mean? You feel someone like kind of jocking your swag a little bit, you know? You know it. You don't need anybody else to like confirm that shit for you. Most of the time you're gonna know it. And if you're a balanced, like level-headed person, you may even hold off for a second and be like, pissed off for a second and be like, hold on, man, let me listen to this shit, make sure I'm not tripping. And multiple times now, I've done that, and I'm fairly positive, like, because it's not just the things that they're saying, it's the fact that, so these are bigger channels, but they follow me. You feel what I'm saying? These are bigger channels, but they're supporters of me. I said follow because that's what the fuck you doing. You're following my lead. You're taking my research, my work and time, and you're misrepresenting it as your own. And like my thing is with a lot of stuff, it's kind of like, well, whatever, dude, just get the information out there. But I don't like you. You know what I mean? That's kind of why I'm talking. It's because I don't like the shit I see you doing. If you were just kind of like a channel chilling and putting information out, and having scruples about how you bring your ducats in, how you bring money in, then that's one thing. But if I see you selling weak ass bullshit services and readings and shit, and you know, kind of ripping people off, and then like in one, I'm not gonna say one of the channels because for one, I'm not completely sure. I just noticed one thing. Plus, you know, I'm not even gonna go into. I'm not gonna say that channel's name, but I did see you. I'm gonna say it like that. I did see you, and you know that's weird and fucked up. But that shit's on here. That's on Instagram. I'm talking about YouTube mainly. This channel, you know, they have a YouTube channel, but I don't really watch their shit, so I don't know if they've been moving their stuff over there or not. But I did notice, in this both channels that I'm talking about right now, bit the same shit. It's the patents, and the graphene stuff. But like I said, one of them I'm not going to mention. The other one, I'm pretty sure just watched the Black Goo playlist. At least they watched the first few videos of the Black Goo playlist, and then just stuck that shit into a video that they just did today, a live that they just did today, as like a segment, like a random segment in their shit. And like, they put their own little spin on it, but like, the reason I'm pretty sure about this is because, so they started off showing a patent, right? And I'm not really tripping on that because a lot of people are talking about those patents. I was one of the ones that I noticed kind of bring this about first, and didn't like kind of hide behind the patent number, because I saw a lot of people putting the patent number on their, you know, on their thing. And it's not about who did that first, because I want that information out. That's why the fuck I'm putting it out there. But then I noticed that the progression of the things that they spoke of was essentially just like my videos, in order. Like the way that they're talking about it is my shit in order. And the thing that got me, I wasn't gonna say anything, but the thing that like kind of twisted me around and did a 180 is when this nigga said, oh yeah, and if you need an example, Alien Covenant, watch that. That's a good example. And then moved on. Bruh. Like, that's not the only Black Goo video I've done, but literally, that's like the first movie that's in that playlist. I promise I feel like dude just watched a few videos in the Black Goo playlist and like, oh, this is interesting, I'll stick this in my shit. Which, usually, as I said, I wouldn't mind. I don't care about that necessarily. It's more about the being than it is the information, because I want the information out there. That's why the fuck I'm sharing it. But there's just something about certain people taking your shit. If it was someone I was like, oh man, I'm proud of you, then, you know, I probably wouldn't say nothing. I'd be like, cool, someone else is passing this shit along, good. I hope 4 more pick it up. But it's weirdos trying to. This dude sells a reading where he tells you if you're an NPC or not. This nigga sells a reading to his own supporters that tells them if they are or if they are not an NPC. I can't, that's not cool, bruh, you know? I don't want to be associated with what you do. And you might say, oh, well, cool, that's why I didn't give you any credit. That's not the point. The point is, there are many that will watch your shit and maybe come across my shit and be like, oh, this smaller channel is biting off this. Nah, bruh. I'm not really okay with that, man. I work really hard on my research, tirelessly, you know, sometimes well into the wee hours of the morning. And, you know, that's just slime ball shit. You know what I mean? And the again, even after this, even after his little segment stealing my shit was over, I'm like, all right, man, just try to chill out. You don't know that to be true. This could still be coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in coincidence. I do not. Then I think about it for a second, and there's another channel much bigger than mine. Jay Dreamers. I've talked about him in videos before. I'm very grateful to him. He watched one of my videos earlier in the channel's progression and gave me a leg up. He shouted me out, posted me on his community section, put me on his website, I think even put me in one of his videos, showed my shit on one of his videos. That shit was cool. That was very, very I was very, very grateful for that. And that is also the reason that it kind of solidified it for me in my head, because whereas Jay Dreamers kind of gave me a shout out and talked about my one of my videos and my work and stuff, called me a philosopher, and that's when I fully stepped into that. Yeah, I am a philosopher. That helped me. You know what I mean? That gave me a boost. It gave me a boost of confidence. Not that I need it from somebody else, but it's nice to get it. This dude, this other, thief, knows Jay Dreamers and has had him on his show and has put Jay Dreamers on his website. Now, these are things that I don't like paying attention to. I don't want to pay attention to the numbers of supporters that people have. I don't want to pay attention to obviously I don't want to know of thievery. I don't want to think or wonder if someone is stealing from smaller channels. But the fact that this dude is an associate of someone that has spoken about me on more than one occasion, put me up on his website that I'm sure that he has gone on to, and a few other things. Earlier in the episode, dude's making reference. I didn't get it at the time either. He was and you smaller channels that don't do anything but make videos about me, hating on me, why don't you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hey, that's weird. You got people hating on him? That's kind of fucking weird. And I knew something had to be weird about that, because I'm already kind of this dude is strange for this stuff he's talking about. Not to say he's not into it or whatever, but, strange. But that's, that's my own shit. That I'm trying to be as real about this as possible. That is my own shit. The way he talks and acts has nothing to do with the things that he's interested in or the things that he researches. None of that. But I'm being honest. I did get a vibe, And so I'm I wonder what he's talking about. Because I've seen people that do that, and those channels are weird. Now, making one video when you get frustrated, if you're that type of channel and you put up your feelings and stuff like that, I do that, so of course I get it. But to make your entire channel that is fucking weird, regardless of the situation, unless it's something very serious. But but between that, him saying that very cryptically, and then me hearing the me segment that happened, and then he punctuates it with go watch Alien Covenant like it's a new movie or some shit. I just did that video last week or some shit. It all just came together to be bruh, it would be disingenuous with myself to say that that's all coincidence. And that's just fucking lame to me, dude. The shit's not about money. It's not about supporter numbers. It's not about none of that, It's credit. Research, that is a big thing within research communities. Within science and all of that stuff, that's all we have. If you just take my work, what if I'd been working on those things, those videos? What if it had taken me a year, and then this dude just steals it and says all of it in 15 minutes in one live video, makes his little $2,000 or whatever he makes off of his live videos, and then keeps it pushing. That's fucked up. That's lame. That's just lame, you know? So like I said, I battled with myself for a minute. Like, are you gonna talk about this, or are you just gonna let this shit slide? And it's like, bro, if you let it slide, then he's probably gonna keep doing that shit. Because I'm not an idiot, bro. Like, I have this built-in like modesty shit, but I know that I do decent work, and I'm trying to progress and get better every day. So, for one, that's why it was stolen. That's why he stole. But then the better that I get, the more he's going to be like, oh shit, I got a resource now. I'm just going to keep doing this shit because he's not paying attention. He's just going to let me keep doing it. But fuck that. I'm not doing that. And if it keeps going, I'm going to start saying your name, bruh. That's weird. You're weird for that. You have 10,000 followers, 10,000 subscribers or whatever. I just got to 100 like a week or two ago. Do your own work. What are you doing? You're talking about you got kids and 2 successful businesses and all this shit. Then do your own work. I have a kid too. I have, you know what I mean? I'm trying to do the same thing it sounds like you're saying you're doing. What are you stealing from other people for? That's fucking weird, you know? I don't know. It feels weird when you don't really have anyone to like be like, do you see this? You know, you're looking around like, does anyone else see this? And so, you know, honestly, for those of you that support me and my research and work and, you know, just the channel in general, because I'm trying to diversify and do many things with it. I'm testing stuff out. I sort of apologize for this, but this is the only recourse I have. This is the only platform that I have, you know, and this is where it happened, so this is where I'm saying it. But again, that's fucking lame, dude. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's just what it is. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're trying to make yourself feel better. I don't even think it's that. Honestly, I don't think you give a fuck. I think you're saying the shit you're saying in your videos so that when other people have a feeling or they're like, damn, is he stealing from this other channel? You think they're gonna hear you say that stuff about the smaller channels that only make videos about you, and you think that they're not gonna notice, like, or they're not gonna believe the smaller. I don't know what that is, but the shit you're doing is weird, bruh. And, you know, do your own work. I'm not trying to make this a long thing or video or whatever, but do your own fucking work. That shit is lame, you know? You're not gonna build off that. You're gonna end up getting a whole bunch of people talking shit about you, like Billy Carson and shit. Like, I know that there's like probably a sense of urgency. I have a sense of urgency, but I'm not finna take that kind of shortcut, because let's say I do get to some odd thousands of supporters. I don't want 100 of those supporters to all be like, this nigga steals from people that are doing way less than he. You don't want that. You damn sure don't want that with me, because I'm loud. You see this shit I talk about. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm a talk, you know? So cut that shit out, man. I'm not going to say your name this time, but if you keep doing that shit, I'm... you know what I mean? Just... yeah, bruh. Because I take this very seriously, and I stopped doing music and all kinds of shit to pursue this. So chill out, man. You know? Yeah. Anyway, I guess since that's at the top of the video, I'm gonna give some ideas of the shit that I'm working on, if you've made it this far. I'm sure he made it this far. I'm sure you made it this far, nigga. What the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? Oh yeah. Before I do that, another thing, and this one is not gonna be addressed because this is like going up against fucking, you know, Yaldi Baldi himself, Yaldi Bayoth himself. Do you know YouTube is very slowly and incrementally through an algorithm deleting my views? This is kind of why I got pissed off to this extent, because first I noticed that my views are going down on all videos, but like at different times, which denotes like an algorithm, not just like some weird shit that, you know, glitch or something like that, but an algorithm is deleting views off of my videos. And then I was like, all right, maybe I'm tripping. So I took a screenshot. I took 2 screenshots of different videos. Wait a couple days, go back. Lo and behold, my views are being deleted off that shit. Which, I don't make money off these videos directly anyway. But they set these milestones that you have to reach in order to go live. It's really, for me, of course I would be cool with like getting some passive income from that so that I can put that toward research and, you know, not have pressures of other stuff and all that. But that's not my main goal. My main goal is like to be able to directly do this on YouTube. So I don't have to do all this download, and sometimes Instagram likes to delete whole videos. It did it recently and it really fucked me up because I did a good job on the first video. But they're just deleting views. And Infinite told me, you know, he noticed the same thing on his channel, Infinite Corridors. Check his shit out if you haven't yet. Infinite Corridors. But like, also deleting, but he's already able to go live, you know what I mean? So it's not as big. He's met those milestones. I haven't met any of my milestones yet, so I'm like counting everything. Like, yeah, I'm getting closer. You know what I mean? I'm all fucking being wholesome, like, yeah, I'm doing a good job, I'm getting closer. Meanwhile, these niggas are stealing my views, bro. That's crazy. And I sent something in today. Maybe I'll hear something back, maybe I won't, but, you know, it's really starting to bite me in the ass that I still feel weird about being like, hit the like button, share my videos, all that stuff. It's just, I've seen it and heard it so much, it feels corny to me, and I get it. But at the same time, it's weird to me that people need to hear that to do the thing. Like, if you like the video, tell other people about it. If you like the video, like the video. You know what I mean? I do that on everything. I'll like a video before I even know what it's fully about, if I trust the channel itself. And then later, if I don't like it, I go back and unlike it. And these things may sound petty, but like, once you start making videos, you realize like this is how your videos reach more eyeballs, you know? And for them to be stealing the views themselves, like essentially working against your channel, that's so creepy, you know what I mean? But I'm talking greasy on this bitch about all kinds of stuff, so I guess this is to be expected. It's to be expected. But fuck y'all niggas, man. That's weird. That's for, you're a giant company. Why are you got 100 supporters? You know what I mean? Wait till I got 1,000 or something. Wait till I at least get monetized and start fucking with me then. What are you doing? Y'all some weirdos. All these people with bigger platforms picking on smaller platforms and shit. Y'all are pussed out, bruh. That's cowardly, pusillanimous behaviors from those that claim to be juggernauts. You know? Get it together. Y'all need fucking Jesus. Oh, man. Anyway, bruh. Fuck all of them. Anyway, I decided I want to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. I was talking to somebody earlier, and they described the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie to me, and I was like, what? Because what they described, I didn't remember that at all. I'm like, are you sure? Are you talking about the third movie? And they're like, no. And then they described the third movie. I'm like, okay, that is the third movie. So I don't know if I'm going to do all three of them. I really just intended on doing the third one because that one was uh, prolific. It was really good. I liked it a lot. But now that he mentioned the first one to me and what is in that movie, I feel like I need to do that one too. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a series of the three because I don't remember the second one either that well. But I'm definitely gonna do the third one, and it kind of feels like I'm gonna do the first one. I guess I could say it. Most of you have seen it anyway. Reason being that there is a correlation between these plots, these stories that are told in at least the third movie. I'm not sure about the first one, but it sounds like the first one too. Between the story of Zachariah Sitchin's Anunnaki, not the actual story of the Anuna. Zachariah Sitchin's and Billy Carson and all these other like copycats versions of the stories of the Anunnaki because that's comic book shit. The Zachariah Sitchin stuff, that's a fictional book. That is a fictional book. I'm sure at some point I'll get some blowback for saying this stuff, but like, go look. Go look at people that actually translate, Sumerian Kunaf. Yeah, just it's it's based in fiction. It's there's some stuff in there. Obviously, names are correct, I guess, but the overall like when he says spaceships and stuff like that, it's not accurate. And am I saying that they didn't have, technologies that were amazing for the times? I'm not saying that at all. In fact, just like I would always say, I don't know what they had and didn't have, but you shouldn't fake your findings. You shouldn't fake your results. And it seems very much like Zachariah Sitchin did that, like a lot. And there are many that know this. It's not a theory, not theorizing. They know this. Those that actually do that for a living are like, this dude knows some stuff, but the rest of this is fucking garbage. What is he talking about? Also, I don't think I can talk about that yet. There's cool stuff. There's cool stuff coming. Working on it and working hard on it, I think that's one of the main reasons that these things that I talked about at the top of the video really hit me the way that they did. Because I'm working hard, and to see these other way more established entities, essentially pick on someone who's working on just establishing themselves, that's fucked. Let me get the fuck off here because I'm just gonna keep repeating this. Yeah, I may be back to potentially build with somebody, but I just have like a weird feeling, like a weird vibe. I don't want to have to talk about shit like that. I don't want to talk about shit like that. I don't want to focus on stuff like that. But, I don't live here by myself. So people do stuff and you gotta respond sometimes, or else they'll just do that shit like a lot more and more blatantly. This isn't as blatant as it could get. It could get way more blatant. But yeah, I appreciate you hearing me out. If you did, I'll be back soon with much more stuff. And hopefully, like I said, I sent something to YouTube's, not help center. Their people. I sent some shit to their people like, hey, you're deleting my views. And I'm sure they're going to ignore me, but we'll see. I've got pictures, and I mean the chronology doesn't make any sense, so it can't be denied. But you know, you don't want to fuck with them too much because they could just say, "Oops, your channel's gone," you know, and that would be lame. So we'll see. You gotta handle it with care. You know what I'm talking about? All right, bro. Later. Bye.